Hi, I'm Valerie. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I just wanted to give you a quick November update. Now, yes, it's already December, so a little behind in getting this posted, but I wanted to tell you how the month of November went for our family. The kids were all involved with co-op classes. My son did American Government in the co-op for his high school half credit for government, and I taught that class, and so he got his credit. He has completed that. The other kids just did classes just for their own edification, nothing that counted toward their actual coursework. But I'm going to try. My last update was a little scattered, so I made some notes today, and hopefully I can be a little more clear in discussing what we're doing and thorough. I left a lot of gaps last time that I realized after I watched it later. I didn't mention the math and different things. So anyway, my oldest son Mitchell is a senior this year, and as I mentioned, he completed government. He is working full time at a job he absolutely loves. Homeschooling. It wasn't that was not a benefit that I ever foresaw, is that my children would be able to jump right into a job, a career path in high school. You know, you hear about kids starting college early. I never considered, and that has been something I've thought about, dual enrollment. Never considered them finding a job they absolutely adore. And he has found that. And so he works long hours and spends his spare time doing schoolwork. And so far, he's managing it all very well. So it's been an adjustment for sure as far as time and scheduling and helping him and making sure everything gets done. I'm working some crazy hours on the homeschooling end of my life because of his schedule. But, I blinked my eyes and he's a senior. So I can't really complain that my life is a little bit chaotic right now because I know all too well that I'm going to blink again and he'll be graduated and this will be over. So I'm trying to really enjoy each moment, even the crazy ones, involving his schedule. So he read Pilgrim's Progress for his one of the things he's completed this past couple of months. He's now reading Robinson Crusoe because he's doing English Lit this year, and that has not been his favorite book. I know it's a slow starter. I really enjoyed it after I got into it when I was in high school, so I was a little surprised to see that he hasn't really just loved it, and I feel terrible because I really want him to complete it. So he's doing it, but he is really dragging his feet with it. He's, as I mentioned, he finished his American Government course, and now he'll be doing, in the next semester, he'll be doing economics to complete that history credit. He's doing French too. He's completed his first semester of that, done really well with that. It's pretty challenging. It's from Bob Jones Academy. It's the distance learning video classes, and I've done a full review on that if you'd like to check that out. He's had his senior photos done. He's been doing some writing assignments as well. So, he's wrapping up his education, his high school education, and doing pretty well with it. And as I mentioned, he's juggling a lot of things, so I'm proud of him for that. He's also our church pianist, so he's involved in that. Next semester in our co-op, he was planning to take drama, and they put on a play at the end of the semester, and he really loves taking that class. He loves the teacher, so I'm hoping his work schedule will not hinder him from doing that and pursuing that. Leslie, who is in ninth grade, has completed her first semester of the Spanish class that she's taking. It's an off-site class that she goes to once a week, and then she does assignments throughout the week. She does voice recordings and sends those to her teacher. She does Quizlet assignments and other assignments. She's also doing a big project for the end of the year where she talks about Christmas in another country. I believe her country is El Salvador. And so she's doing a presentation on how they celebrate Christmas in El Salvador. And she's making a food from El Salvador. She's had to find music, Christmas music from El Salvador, give a report on the country. So it's been a thorough experience for her, and I'm really thankful for it. It's been a great opportunity, and she's really enjoyed it. It's been one of her favorite classes. Apology of Science is not one of her favorite classes, but she's doing really well with it and doing her best and getting the hang of it. It was an adjustment to go from the ACE curriculum, which is different format than what Apologia is. They do have some similarities in that they're both self-teaching, but it's just a little different. There's a lot more information to learn with the Apologia class, but she's doing great with that. She did an art food class where they had to create food that looked like art. They did different assignments with food and art combined. And the final project for the semester was to bake a cake according to a theme. It had to be a nature theme. and decorate it there at the co-op. So she baked it at home, took all the supplies to the class at co-op and decorated it there, and then it was judged. She did not place, but she made a beautiful and delicious cake, so I was really proud of her for that. She's taking piano lessons. She's doing algebra with teaching textbooks, which has been challenging for her, but she is a rock star with it. She really rolls up her sleeves and goes after it and does it. And that's all you can ask of your kids. I'm not great at math. Math is not, I did okay in high school with math, but it was work, blood, sweat, tears. So it did not come easily for me. So that's all you can ask of your kids, is to really give it their all. And she is doing just that. And I'm so happy. Couldn't be happier with it. Lacey is in 7th grade, and she's also doing teaching textbooks for math. It's a more challenging class than what I expected for the 7th grade. But again, Lacey is, she's doing it sometimes reluctantly, but again, I can't be too hard on them because math was not my favorite subject. So the Sunlight Science that she's taking, which I have done an unboxing video of that previously, that is really easy. So if your child is of average to above average intelligence and they're 13 years old, that class is probably too easy for that age bracket. So if you were thinking about doing it, I would not do the girls or the science level F from Sunlight for your student. It's more probably perfect for an 11 to 12-year-old is what I would say. But I have bought it and we are learning from it. Some of the books I have here to show you. This one is the Blood and Guts book. It's by far been her favorite. There's some activities in this that she can do, different ones, not necessarily sciencey things like with liquids and boiling and those kinds of experiments. Sometimes they're things that you do with a partner, like to spin around and then see if you can walk on a straight line. We put a piece of masking tape on the carpet, and we spun around, and then to see if you could balance on the tape and not fall off. So that was kind of fun. She's done other experiments like that that involve a partner. So that's been fun. So this has been the main book we've read this semester. We're halfway done with the course. We did the 4-day, and that's worked out really well with all of our other commitments. So that's been good. And then the other book that she's used a lot this semester is this one. It's an Usborne book, Complete Book of the Human Body, and it has gorgeous illustrations in it. It's been very fascinating to read. Our only complaint is that some of the questions they ask on the worksheets are hard to find in this book. So we've had to do some internet searches and things like that to kind of supplement. Also, one of the big changes that I made recently is I mentioned in the last video that I did find the answer keys for the Bible doctrine books that I got for the kids. All of the kids are doing this material just at different levels. I did not at the time see where they sold teacher's guides. So all of the answers are right here, so it makes it so much easier. And we have not actually restarted this material since I just got this teacher's guide or this answer key recently, and we are about to stop for our semester break. We're taking some weeks off for Christmas, so we're not going to start this back up again probably till the new semester. So I don't know how we're going to finish it or when we're going to finish it, because we sort of stopped it was hard to find the answers in the workbook for the questions, and I didn't want them to just not answer the questions, and I didn't have time to hunt for them, and I didn't know what to do. So when I found out they had an answer key, it's $25 for the answer key, and I've already invested a lot in the books themselves. So what I'm doing is I'm buying just one at a time. So I bought this one. My 2 middle children are doing this book together. So I got this one that covers both of their books, obviously. And then I need to get 2 more, but I'm probably going to wait until after the new year to buy the other 2. So that's been a big change for us. The America the Beautiful, Lacey and Matthew are doing that together. That's really easy also for Lacey. Perfect for Matthew. He's at 4th grade. It's perfect for him, but it's a little bit too easy for Lacey. But she's still technically, she's in junior high, I guess now, or middle school, but she's not doing anything for a credit. The science and the history are not for credit. So I know she's going to be doing all this again. So we'll probably amp things up a little bit more for her next year's work in both of those subjects. The spelling power, she's moved up from level I to level J, and so that's been good. She's been reading lots of books. She does an Rebecca literature anthology, and then she reads or she listens to books, the audio books. She does a lot of those. She just likes to do it. It's not something I've assigned her to do for school. She did read The Christmas Carol, and I downloaded some questions, some comprehension questions for the book from Teachers Pay Teachers. And so she answered those questions, and that was really a good experience. It fell perfectly in December for the Christmas season. She finished that. So she's sailing through all of her literature. Everything's going really well. In fact, like I say, overall for her school year so far, I just feel like I didn't make it as challenging as I should have, but that's the way it goes. They're all doing the vocabulary, 100 words you should know, like a fourth grader should know, or a seventh grader. They're all doing that. I don't really quiz them on those. I admit I have dropped the ball a little bit there. But they are writing them every day and reading them and learning the words and familiarizing themselves with the definitions. So that makes me feel a little better. Matthew is in fourth grade, as I mentioned earlier. The teaching textbooks have been really challenging for him. I don't know if it's the different format from going from Abeka last year in third grade to then doing something on the computer in fourth grade. If it's the change in format that's different. He knew all of his multiplication facts last year when we did the flashcards and he wrote them, on paper. This year, doing them on the computer, typing them in, has posed a challenge. It's almost like his brain can't connect that it's the same thing. So I'm probably going to step back. He's doing okay with it, but I'm probably going to step back and review with some flashcards and help him through that hump, because I think it's just a mental block to do with the change in format, going from the traditional classroom type worksheets to doing it on the computer. But he's still doing pretty well with it, and and enjoying. He is enjoying being on the computer and the animations they offer on teaching textbooks and things like that. We just completed this book. We read Little House in the Big Woods in October. We completed this one in November, and I didn't get through it as fast as I thought I would. We had a lot of days where this got pushed away to the side, and so we even did it on the weekends in some cases to make it up. But we did complete it. We did finish it. He loves this series, which has shocked me because I've always associated it more as something girls would enjoy. I didn't really listen to it from a boy's perspective until I did it with him, and he's really loving it. But in order to get some variety, I'm going to take a break from these books. We'll probably pick back up with Farmer Boy in a month or so, but we're going to go on to this one because I love it. Carry On, Mr. Bowditch. I mentioned it in my last update. I'm definitely going to move this to the top of the stack to read together. And because we are doing these read alouds, which I had not planned to do at the beginning of the year, I planned for him to just read these independently, but it's just really great to read things together as a family. So I changed my plan, which is the benefit of homeschooling. You can do that. So he's been doing this book here, 1 to 2 of these a week. There's about 40 of them. So he's been doing a couple of these a week. They're just short stories that he reads and answers questions, comprehension questions, and they have a theme. And it's been pretty easy for him. But it's been good because he's had to really read the story and then go back and look for the answer if he didn't know where it was already. He's loving his science, the ACE science, and he's loving the supplemental activities that I've added to it. He's reading about rocks right now in science, and so I will just get that for you and show you. I ordered from Home Science Tools this, it's got 35 different rock samples. It was about $16 plus shipping, and when I bought this, I thought we could take all of the rocks out individually and really examine them, feel them, bring them up close. But these are, as you can see, very securely stored in this container, which is great. You won't lose them. You won't get them mixed up because, as you can see, they're all labeled, which is, it's not something I really thought about. Probably everybody else who buys this knows that they're attached to the box permanently. But anyway, I didn't think about that. But he has a magnifying glass, a little one that came with another science kit, and he's been able to really get close up and see the detail on the rocks. You are able to feel, 3 sides of the rock or 4, and you can, get a good close look at them. And then it also came with this little book about it. And all but one, we don't know why the one is not included, but all of the rocks that are in the sample kit, except one, are there's information about them in this. And so that has been a very nice supplemental thing for the ACE science for fourth grade. As I mentioned in in my curriculum video at the first of the year, not all of the ACE PACEs have projects and experiments to do to go along with the lesson. So I've been trying to fill in the gaps myself and really enhance it and make it a little deeper of a science study for him. But he's really enjoying it. So that about sums up our year so far. We're really looking forward to taking a few weeks off. So I won't be making a video for the next few weeks for Christmas. You probably won't be watching many videos because I'm sure you're really busy too with the holiday season. I appreciate your watching. If you are not a subscriber, I would love it if you'd subscribe or give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments for me, I'd love to hear about them, so leave me a comment below. So thanks again, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season.